2, 3, 4, the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Sometimes you're distracting the referee, 'cause the babyface has your wrestler pinned. That's when you're punched to the ring apron, and you realize all the trouble you're in, 'cause it's the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Sometimes you go over the top rope, and you bang your head on the ring apron. Don't do that. That's when you feel like a big dope. They're the worst bumps you can be taking. Oh, it's the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Sometimes you reach out for the hot tag, and then you go ahead and make your own comeback. Knock it off. That's when you should quit wrestling, and you're better off rolling in thumbtacks. AEW, the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Now double claps. Let's go, Bob Squad. I can't hear you at home. It's the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Ba-da-ba-da. Whoa, Nelly. What it is what it is. What I am is what I am. Just being the best Bob I can be. Paint a town red till the cows come home. Frozen pigs flying in hell. Hip to that scene, down like a clown. Punching the clock, passing the buck. Working hard but hardly working. Burning the midnight oil. Burning the candle at both ends. Like a champ, like an animal, like a beast, like a savage, like a warrior, like a madman, like a jackhammer, like a steamroller, like a firecracker, like a runaway freight train, Daddy. It's the hardest part of the ring. What's going on, Bob Squad? What are you crazy cats up to? How's tricks? How's the kids? Some weather we're having. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Hulu edition. Not limited enough. Commercial interruption. The Hulu edition of WWE's NXT's June 22nd. What a barn burner this was. This is a pretty good episode. I know, last week or the week before they had that. I think it was a week last week. They had that crazy episode following their takeover, and you knew the episode after it wasn't going to be quite as good, but still, this was the last two NXTs I think have been the best of 2021. Not counting the takeover they had right before it. So the last three shows they've put on I think have been the best they've done all year. Everybody's waking up a little bit, shaking off the cobwebs, throwing some cold water on the face, stretching first, drinking some water, staying hydrated, preventing fatigue and headaches. Okie dokie. We opened the program with Hulk Hogan slamming onto the Giant, as we always do. Every program for the last several years is opened with Hulk Hogan slamming onto the Giant. And we have a recap of last week, a preview of this week. They're really good at those. Like, they keep their packages short but effective. So how you use them. It doesn't matter how long your package is. It just matters how effective you are with it. And I guess is the NXT mantra. Oh, they're having the battle for respect between Kushida and Kyle O'Reilly. They're both babyfaces. Don't they respect each other already? I don't understand. They even said in the promos they respected each other. So what's the battle for respect for? This was confusing. So Adam Cole makes his way to the ring, and I guess I missed this whenever they first announced it during the Giant pull apart because everyone was talking about Joe choking out Adam Cole, but which makes sense because that's the big visual we're going to take with us. So I guess Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, we're told next week they both have to wrestle someone, but they can pick their opponents. I would assume that means you pick the opponent of the guy you're feuding with. Like, you're going to make me wrestle that guy, I'll make you wrestle that guy. Turns out, no, they just pick who they are going to wrestle. Like, Adam Cole picks who Adam Cole will wrestle, and Kyle picks Kushida. Which I don't really understand. But Adam Cole says this is dumb. He's going to pick nobody. And Carmelo Hayes, whoever the hell he is, he comes out and oh god, it's gonna sound like because I actually liked this show. I liked this episode, but Carmelo Hayes does the ruthless aggression John Cena Kurt Angle thing. Basically says, "What is the quality I have that is going to make you listen to why you should wrestle me?" And he says, and he basically imitates Cena. He does the ruthless aggression, and then he slaps Cole, and he says like same energy. That's exactly what he says into the microphone. Same energy. What? Could we make him look like a dumber Mark? Like, it just I don't know. It doesn't for me. It doesn't fly. It shows this guy came to the ring with no creativity, and he's basically saying, "Hey, remember this memorable, awesome thing that they like to replay a lot and make a big, and maybe they make a bigger deal of it in their revisionist history than they do, but whatever. That's anticipated. Still, remember this historic thing? Well, in two lazy words, same energy. I'm just telling you to apply that to me too. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. And then the thing is, when John Cena said ruthless aggression and slapped Angle, first of all, he slapped Angle, and he fought back. He fought against this master wrestler with brawling and hard hitting, ground and pound or whatever, to the best of his ability. And Carmelo, after an okay-ish, probably a little weakish slap, what does he do? Slap. He slapped him. Um, he jumps off the ropes and does a bunch of that's not. You're really that mad at the guy? I'm so pissed at you, man. I'm gonna turn my back to you, jump off of something, and then turn around and try to hit you with something. So I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. Cole beats him. I like this. Cole beat him with his Panama Sunrise thing, which makes sense. That jumping off the second rope and then making the guy backdrop you so you pile drive him, which actually the move makes no goddamn sense to be honest with you. But whatever. Because he didn't do his last shot, his running knee things from behind or anything like that. Um, I mean, his biggest, most fantastic, most devastating looking move is the Panama Sunrise, and I don't know if that's his new finisher, if they're just switching it, or he just beat the guy with his sub finish or whatever you want to call it, one of his setup maneuvers. I don't know, but either way, I thought it just worked better, especially because I thought this Carmelo guy was kicking out of it, and I remember rolling my eyes and being like, "Of course he kicks out of it," and he didn't. I'm like, "Well, thank God." I was very happy. I enjoyed this. Wasn't a fan of the ruthless aggression callback, and I didn't like all the leg slaps. Now I just wanted to say leg slaps. I don't even remember if there were a lot of leg slaps in this. So now I want to say leg slaps. I want to call them that from now on. We got a new term today. We got leg slaps. What a good week for the hardest part of the ring. We got a new verse to the song, and we got leg slaps. LA Knight did a short, fun vignette. He's got the $1 million belt. He's at his home. They're bringing him champagne. The hot ladies they are. And it says Cameron Grimes a goof. And that's that. Okay. The way Johnny Gargamel, Johnny Smurf, is and Austin Theory are backstage, and um, they have some kind of interaction with Pete Dunne and Oni Lorcan. I really don't know what it was. I guess they're gonna wrestle each other in a contest of some sort. Danhausen for you. That's absurd. Just for fun. Just for fun. Just for fun. Adam Cole's talking to a blonde lady, and he tells her, "You're blonde, lady." No, he doesn't. I forget what he says. I can't be that important. And then the way Johnny Gargamel is on the stage again, and he's talking to William Regal, and maybe that's when Regal made the match or something. Oh, you know what happens? I'll tell you. Okay, now I remember. The Way made their way into the ring right before Adam Cole talked to a blonde lady, and Pete Dunne and Oni Lorcan showed up, and Austin Theory and Gargamel said, "Look, we're behaving. We're actually not causing the big brawls that are upsetting the bosses. So they're staying out of. They're causing mischief by staying out of mischief and making a big production of it, so they can kind of kiss up to Joe and William Regal." So that was entertaining. And of course, Austin Theory, being the dumbass, points his fingers at Dunn, and Dunn does the breaky finger thing, and then I guess that's so Regal would have made the match later. Okay, so Austin Theory has his two busted fingers, which is probably the highlight of the show. I don't mean that in a discouraging way. I thought it was very Austin's fingers became the story of the main event. It was really good, or this match for the main event. Pardon me, I burped. You didn't need to know that. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark are wrestling Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea in a tag team match. This was it wasn't great, but it was long. The good guys won somehow. I don't remember how. I'm curious to see what else Aaliyah can do. She's been there a while now, and um, Is there some way for her to break out of the pact, or just to explore if she can break out of that spot or that rut? Uh, she's always gotten better. I think the problem is when we first saw her, she was like crazy green, like it was absurd. It was like freshly cut Saturday morning grass green, like goddamn. And the problem is that was the first impression, and I think that hurts her a bit. And the fact that she has a goof manager who never managed anyone to wins doesn't really help. I'm curious to see what she could do on her own. Also, the I mean, even more so than the guys, and Triple H's or whoever NXT has always been really good at bringing in like these ultra talented women that Aaliyah's just not going to catch up with. Like as soon as there's a spot, oh Io Shirai is here, and then there's another spot. Oh, I'm going backwards, but Shayna Baszler's here, and then oh hey, Raquel Gonzalez really shot up, and Dakota started showing personality, and then yada yada yada, and then girl had green hair. So there's all these things, all these factors that get okie dokie. Because Aaliyah could have whatever Indy Hartwell does on the way. Like I don't see why Aaliyah couldn't have done that. I don't have a problem with Indy Hartwell. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm a little defensive today. A little defensive. I apologize, Pop Squad. Okay. So anyway, after this women's tag match, the female half of the way, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae show up. They were watching from the ramp because they don't have TVs. I don't know why they do that. Dakota Gonzalez and Raquel, damn it, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez make their way towards the way, and then they want the tag team championships because Raquel has no opponents for the singles women's championship. No one. There's so she barely acknowledged it. It was on her shoulder. She barely acknowledged it just because. And the Legion of Gimmicks 3000. Oh God, we're still. Shotzi Blackheart sounded like she was imitating herself when she says we're gonna kick some, and then she puts all this like basic like she sounded like she was making fun of her promo, like with a Sunday monster truck type of goof. Um, Ember Moon, poor Ember. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're hard. They're hard for me to listen to. They're a little hard on the ears. She did this. Ember Moon did this high pitched this whole, but it was just so. It's that kind of. I saw it a lot on the Indies in WXW when I was wrestling with Alpha. There were a few guys in particular. It's this over the top. Look at me. I'm faking charisma, and see it in stand up all the time too. Um, here's here's all the act outs. Here's all the body motion. Here's all the hacky comeback lines. It's this look at me, I'm charismatic type of charisma that just doesn't. It'll fool the people for a minute, but that minute doesn't last long. And I don't know. I'm curious the next time they're at a takeover with a bigger live crowd, what kind of reaction the LOG 3000 really gets. Samoa Joe and 48 guys have to break up a fight between these 6 women. Then the male half of the way, they're all over this place. Gargano, Gargamel, and Johnny Smurf and Austin Theory wrestle Pete Dunne and the other guy. And this was my favorite Johnny Gargano match all year in a long time. It was a tag match. They did wrestle his match, and I kind of rolled my eyes here and there. The story of this match really was Austin's 2 fingers, which is great, and it's really my favorite. Even though he did far less, it's really one of my favorite Pete Dunne matches in a long time too. He was just aggressive. The guy does not miss a beat. He's he's always in the right place. Everything he does looks devastating, like cringy in a good way, like a good cringe. Like oh jeez, I do not want to be in there with that guy. I'm just like sticking your digits in a garbage disposal. You're just like oh Jesus, get it out of there. Don't that makes me so nervous. So Austin's selling, and yeah, did he sell his fingers a little comically? Sure, but he's a goofy heel, so it's fine. No problems there. Gargano wins the thing cleanly, which surprised me. But then again, we got two heel teams, which is a little hard, um, especially because the match after it is two baby faces. Did they do that any other time on a show? I don't know, but NXT is really good at that. But anyway, Gargano wins the thing. Um, he gets attacked by Karrion Cross right after, and Samoa Joe comes out, and a bunch of guys are breaking stuff up. Or I don't think they did send a bunch of guys out. I think they saved that for the thing at the end too. Samoa Joe was there, and he was very unhappy. And backstage, Joe and Cross look at each other, and Cross says something about he's making the rules, and Joe says not really, no, or something like that. And I guess he's going to wrestle Gargano for the blah 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 NXT at the whatever the takeover is. It looks like, I mean, there's reports all over the place that Karrion Cross and Bronson Reed are wrestling these matches on main event. It's like one of their sub shows on the network that I don't think anyone fucking watches. And somebody even said, it was funny, somebody even said they're wrestling dark matches. So what, they're not on TV? And if there's no live audience, who the hell are they wrestling for? And I can't take credit for this point of view, but I do agree with it. Jim Cornette said on his own podcast, one of them said, "Why do they need to wrestle a tryout match for Vince? They're already on TV. They're on his TV. Just watch your TV. You already have it. They don't. Why do you need to fly them in and risk somebody getting injured and blah 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 blah? Just you have your own network. Just hit play. They wrestle for you already. Why do you need to see how they wrestle? They've been doing it. They've been wrestling for you. Okay. I don't know the answer, folks. Oh, yeah, so that was Cross and Scarlett. And Scarlett did like a temporary, like 2 second stare down with Samoa Joe, too, which I thought was fun. And then Joe turns around and Pete Dunne is staring right at him. And Joe doesn't even flinch. Like I'd be just like, there's a person standing there. Like I do that all the time. I get nervous. Joe and Dunn stare at each other, and then Joe just kind of grunts. It was kind of silly. I gotta admit, I love both those guys, but that was kind of silly, that part. Kushida wrestles Kyle in your main event. So it's two baby faces. The cruiserweight thing is not on the line. It's a battle for respect of two guys who said they respect each other already. I don't understand. I don't understand at all why you would do that, but they did. This was amazing. I mean, Kushida had like 85% like of this offense here, which and he had to figure Kyle was going to win, but Kushida had basically had to beat the crap out of him to save face here, and he does. He works on he works on Kyle's arm, and he brutalizes Kyle with kicks and everything else. At one point, they're both on a ring apron, and he gives Kushida gives Kyle this hammerlock suplex thing. And Kyle, yes, he does get his arm out of the way just in time, but he still take a suplex on the ring apron, which, if you didn't know, it's the hardest part of it. Also, in related news, during that tag match previously, Austin Theory took like this double rock bottom thing from Lorcan and Dunn on the ring apron, which, if you didn't know, also the hardest part of the ring, just so you know. Kyle eventually does roll up Kushida for like a quick 1, 2, 3. Kyle and Kushida match gets 7,004 stars. The tag match with Lorcan and Dunn and Gargamel and Austin Theory gets 7,005 stars. Don't question the system. Don't question the tag match with Io Shirai and Tony Stark versus I know what I said. Aaliyah and Aaliyah's friend and Robert Stone with no socks. Match gets it didn't do much for me. I'm going to give it 18,000 stars. And Adam Cole versus Carmelo Hayes is a 5-star match. Don't question the system. I have a wrestling podcast. That's how stupid this is. It's all so stupid. Yeah, so Kushida rolls up Kyle. There's more. Adam Cole jumps Kyle O'Reilly, and 98 guys got to break him up again, and Samoa Joe is out there. And when it's all said and done, and there's nothing left to say or do, and the smoke clears, and the dust settles, and the ice melts, and he went to go up one too many times, and close with no cigar, and the lights are on, but nobody home, there's no water in the pool, and the cat is out of the bag, and the train has left the goddamn station. Kashida gets attacked by Roderick Strong and 3 other dudes. One of them's the manager or something, and they're called the Diamond Mind. And Roderick Strong has a new group of guys, and he's going to challenge Kushida for the purple belt. So Roderick Strong is still wrestling there, which is good. I like Roderick Strong. I hope he wrestles. It would have been fine by himself, but I guess if he's by himself, then you have to do the inevitable Roderick versus Kyle, Endor, Cole matches. And wasn't Bobby Fish back for a match? What happened? Again, this is the Hulu edition, so maybe some matches have been omitted. At least 2 matches or 2 long segments are always omitted in the Hulu editions from NXT. There's a motorcycle in the background if you didn't hear it. I don't know the answer. This is a fun episode. I'm glad I got to enjoy it today. Got to see Adam Cole wrestle. Got to see Kyle O'Reilly and Kushida tear it up. Weird seeing 2 heel teams and then 2 baby faces. NXT does beat that to death. It really doesn't help that this whole time, like since Cross beat Finn, like Cross was actually more babyface than Finn in the build up to that, and then Cross turns heel on a dime after winning the 5-man thing just so he can yell at William Regal, which didn't really make a lot of sense because Regal gave him exactly what he asked for. So I don't really know, but what I was getting at earlier, it looks like Karrion Kross is on his way to Raw or SmackDown in the very near future. And Bronson Reed, I wouldn't be surprised, which is hilarious. That's their 2 top singles title holders. So does Gargamel and the rest of the Smurfs, do they win a championship in that whenever the hell this Great American Bash thing is? I don't know the answer. I really don't. There's no way of knowing. There's absolutely no way of knowing. But it's possible. It's possible. And I wouldn't even mind the title on Gargano too much if they just didn't make him beat the entire world. It's kind of preposterous, but what can I tell you? And Austin is the only one without a title in the group, which actually would be hilarious. I hope. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. Well, folks, check this episode out if you. I'm falling asleep. I'm sorry, guys. Check this episode out if you haven't, because there's not one, but 2 instances of people taking unnecessary, foolish, and dangerous bumps on a ring apron, which is the hardest part of the ring. It's the hardest part of the ring. Ba-da-ba-da.